Good day, everybody. This is Michael Leveres from jurisq.com, a legal network where we have different attorneys, various states, practice areas, answering your questions. And today we welcome back Jack Law. Jack is a personal injury attorney, a partner in our regular firm that gives great advice, Attkisson Law Firm in Ohio. Jack, again, thank you for your time. And I'm going to ask you to clarify for us. You know, there's a saying, wheels of justice sometimes turn slowly, right? We all heard that saying. And the same sometimes applies to personal injury. Some cases take longer to settle or win than others. And people want to know, what are the various stages one can expect going through a settlement for your case or a lawsuit in your personal injury case in Ohio?
That's a very good question. And bodily injury cases, or any case for that matter, can take longer than what people expect. Right. And usually it has little to nothing to do with the client or with the lawyer. It often has to do with the insurance company on the other side of the case, and on some circumstances, the court.
Right.
So I'll give you a very general overview of start to finish, how things are handled typically. Again, every case is different, but typically in a bodily injury case here at our office.
Okay.
So clients involved in an accident through no fault of their own. Perhaps they got medical treatment, perhaps they didn't. But at some point, they make contact with us. They advise us. We do what's known as an intake, where we take down some basic information. And we also identify who they've treated with, what their injuries are, and we begin the process immediately of documenting their case. And it's sometimes difficult for people to get in their head that the sooner you go to a lawyer, the better off you are. I know coming up, when I was being raised, my folks would say, oh, they went to a lawyer for that, or they went to a lawyer for this. And I felt that way initially. And I'll tell you now, yeah, damn right. You gotta get a lawyer, because the insurance company's got dozens and dozens of lawyers on their side. And you're gonna be the fool if you don't get someone fighting for you in your corner on your side.
And Jack, you know what? I hear a lot that insurance companies, they're in the business of collecting a premium. They're not in the business to pay victims.
Absolutely. They are awesome at cashing your premium check all the time. And they are poor, I say it again, at paying out even when they should.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So when a case first comes into our office, we sign them up. We start documenting the file. We collect the person's medical records, medical bills. We make contact with the insurance company on the other side of the case. At which point, when the person's typically done treating, we then submit that documentation to the insurance adjuster on the other side. They, in an ideal world, semi-promptly respond to our settlement demand. It is oftentimes a lowball offer. That's not in our hands. It's a product of the insurance company, as you said, being really good at collecting money and really bad at paying it out, even when it's justified.
Right.
So at some point, though, that process can be fruitful, at which point a matter settles pre-suit. So in other words, you don't have to go through the court process. In an ideal world, that's the way all things would work out. However, I've done this for 19 years, and I know that it don't always work out that way. So your next step at that point is to go through a process known as litigation. Here at the firm, all I do is litigation. I handle matters that go to the court system.
Okay.
I can tell you generally, litigation is a process that moves, unfortunately, quite slowly. I have clients all the time who say, my God, Jack, I was in an accident a year ago, and why has this insurance company not paid? And it's usually because, as you said, the wheels of justice move very slowly. Once a decision to litigate a case has been made, we take prompt and swift action. We file what's known as a complaint. We send the client a copy of the complaint. It then gets served on the other side. They turn it into their insurance company. They file an answer. They then serve written discovery requests, which are interrogatories and requests for documents. They will comb through a person's entire medical history, trying to blame the injuries on something other than the fault of their own insured. By the way, discovery is a two-way street. We also ask them a whole bunch of questions as well. Once that process is done, you may go through a process known as a deposition, which is a face-to-face meeting. Me or whoever your lawyer happens to be sits there right next to you, prepares you beforehand, and you answer questions posed by the lawyer on the other side. The court may require the parties to go through a process known as mediation. And that's where everyone sits down with a neutral third party picked by the judge, who really has no skin in the game other than the goal of trying to get a fair settlement. Sometimes that process works, sometimes that process doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then you may very well be headed to trial. Clients often ask me, Jack, when is my case going to settle? Which I say anywhere between right now and a year from now. I just don't know. There are so many factors in between when a case is filed and when a case is ultimately resolved that it's difficult to predict. So I've given a general discussion of what to expect. A case could resolve at any point in between. Our goal is to resolve the case as quickly as possible, but on the most fair terms as possible. And that's often where the sticking point is when insurance companies just don't want to pay and do right by our clients. And we force them.
Jack, thank you so much for this great overview and a window into the job of a personal injury attorney, because some people may think it's as simple as picking a phone and asking politely insurance company to pay for your injuries and for your property damage. That is not the case. As you have explained, it's a multi-pronged approach to force the insurance company to come to the table with good, favorable offer for your clients. And for that, you do require a seasoned attorney. You gave away, by the way, your age a little bit, which I guess is very comforting for clients. You said 19 years plus as a personal injury attorney. That's very important to have an attorney who is experienced, who has seen it all, who knows the tricks that insurance companies and their attorneys play. And we'll commend you for sharing your knowledge and fighting for your clients. And again, I urge everybody, if you do have a specific question on the personal injury case, you were injured, you want to get a second opinion, call Attkisson Law Firm. The consultation is free. The phone number is on the bottom of the screen. Jack, thank you so much. And we're going to see you next time. And you're going to tell us a recent success story. We know that you had a nice case you want to share with us that would illustrate the hard work you do and the types of settlements you can obtain. We'll see you soon. Thank you.